Hello and welcome to my studio. This is my studio in Carlsbad, California. I have 3 or 4 different studios, but this one's very special. This one is surrounded by nature. I love painting in nature, being outdoors, hearing the birds chirping, the sounds of life, and it encourages my creativity. That's my need for creating a space that nurtures my creativity. But for you, you might need a little space that's sort of cozy and closed in and smaller, where you can set everything up at your fingertips. That's great. You want to encourage your own creativity by creating a really stationary space for yourself to do your painting. It's so important that you don't set it up on the dining room table amongst everybody else in your family and have to take it down every time you have dinner for everybody. So if you can even find a little closet space, I encourage you to go ahead and set it up with your supplies in there. Get yourself wonderful lighting, maybe just those clamp-on lights that you get at Home Depot. You can put it up on the bar where the clothes hang, and it can shine down on your easel, which also is so important that you have a standing easel. And in the study guide, it tells you which easel you need to get. That's very inexpensive, nominal fee for an easel that collapses and goes inside a bag. You can put it over your shoulder and travel with it. So you want function, and you want portability, and you want a space that you love and that you're surrounded by what it is that makes you happy. Also in my studio, I have lots of natural light. I have plants all around me. I am totally into feng shui, and I absolutely love having a fountain. And I also create the placement for my creativity right in my north, because that's what the north stands for in creativity. So I have that water movement going all the time. It's very soothing. I always bring a bouquet of flowers into my studio to cheer me up. I love seeing all my supplies, my brushes. I probably have every brush I've ever owned, even if it's a stub. I like to keep it because it's good to do something in your paintings. I know you're just beginning and you're going to have 5 or 6 brushes, but I guarantee you, once you get into painting, you are going to be addicted, because it is a place that you go to where it is only you. You're expressing yourself outwardly onto a canvas. All your feelings, colors are feelings, brushworks are feelings. All of those things come out and you put them on your canvas. And when you step back and look at it, it's a little piece of you. Even if it's a picture of boats or water or flowers, it's a piece of you that you've expressed on the canvas. So important to be able to get that outside of you and put it out there for everybody in the world to see who you are and what you're about. The other thing I encourage you to have is a little space, a little desk area, maybe even if it's just a little tiny TV tray, if that's all the space that you have, that you can write, you can journal. I do visual journaling. I actually teach a course in visual journaling, but to have that space with your pencils, your journaling notebook, some paints, watercolors, some really small items to work on that journaling. It's nice to have that in your studio as well. I also love having a sitting space where I can sit and contemplate, maybe do a little meditation, sit back and look at what I've done and what I need to do on my painting. It is so relaxing to be able to have this space, a room of one's own. I don't know if you've ever read the book, but Virginia Woolf, who's a famous writer back at the turn of the century, wrote a book called A Room of One's Own. And it was all about, back in the day, women had nothing of their own. They were really sort of part of the family. They were an appendage of it. And so if they were to create a space where they could write, where they could read, where they could paint, where they could meditate, just a space that was only for them, even if it's your spare bedroom, it's a place for you to go and call it your own. I encourage you to read that book because it's a great book to get clear about how important it is to have that space that you call your own. And in creativity, it's virtually essential. If you can't, it's not the end of the world, but your space, if you can, is so sacred and so special for you to do your work and your creativity. I encourage you to do it. So this is Kathleen Creel. I'm doing online courses, and I encourage you to set your space up once you have made the decision and choice to do the videos. It's great to have a space to do it. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing what you create.